Throughout history, some of the most daring invasions have changed the course of civilizations. For example, the Mongol invasion of Europe, the D-Day landings in 1944, or even the Norman conquest of England in 1066. All of these shaped the modern world. But what about the invasions that never happened? What about the ambitious military plans that for one reason or another were scrapped before they could even unfold? Today we're talking about 5 invasions that could have rewritten history, but instead they remain as what-ifs. We're gonna start with number 1, Operation Sea Lion. In 1940, after France fell to Nazi Germany, Hitler set his sights on Britain. Operation Sea Lion was a meticulously planned invasion designed to land German troops on the shores of England and force the British into surrender. The plan called for a combined air and sea assault, with German forces storming the beaches of southern England. However, the plan hinged on achieving air superiority over Britain, something the Royal Air Force fiercely denied the Luftwaffe during the Battle of Britain. By October 1940, Hitler indefinitely postponed the invasion, and Britain remained a crucial base for the Allied counter-offensive against Germany. At number 2, we have the Mongol invasion of Japan. In the 13th century, the Mongol Empire under Kublai Khan had already conquered vast territories, from China to Eastern Europe. But Japan remained unconquered. Twice, in 1274 and 1281, the Mongols launched massive invasions, bringing fleets of warships and tens of thousands of warriors to the Japanese shores. The first invasion in 1274 saw around 900 ships and 40,000 troops, but a violent storm, later called the kamikaze, which translates to divine wind, struck the fleet, forcing the Mongols to retreat. In 1281, Kublai Khan tried it again, this time with an enormous armada, over 4,000 ships and 140,000 troops. Once again, the Mongols fought fiercely, but after weeks of battle, another typhoon struck, devastating their fleet and forcing them to abandon their conquest. Had the Mongols succeeded, Japan might have fallen under foreign rule for the first time in its history. Thanks to the kamikaze, Japan remained independent, and the Mongol invasions became one of the most famous failed conquests in history. At number 3, we have Operation Pike, a British-French plan to bomb the Soviet Union. We're back in 1940. Before Germany invaded the Soviet Union, the British and French were considering a shocking plan: bombing Soviet oil fields in the Caucasus to cripple German access to resources. This plan, known as Operation Pike, was based on the beliefs that the Soviets were aiding the Nazi war effort. Royal Air Force reconnaissance flights gathered intelligence, and bomber raids were planned to strike Soviet oil production. However, before the plan could be carried out, Germany invaded France, forcing Britain to abandon its plans and focus on survival. Ironically, just a year later, the Soviet Union would become an essential Allied power against Nazi Germany. At number 4, we have Napoleon's planned invasion of Britain. Between 1803 and 1805, he assembled the Grande Armée, training over 200,000 soldiers on the French coast and preparing a fleet to cross the English Channel. Napoleon's plan relied on gaining naval superiority, but the British Royal Navy under Admiral Horatio Nelson patrolled the seas relentlessly. Napoleon was never able to secure control of the Channel, and the decisive Battle of Trafalgar in 1805 crushed any remaining hope of an invasion. His Grande Armée was instead redirected to continental campaigns, leaving Britain safe from French conquest. And at number 5, we have the Soviet plan to invade Western Europe. During the Cold War, the Soviet Union and NATO constantly prepared for an all-out conflict. One of the most chilling invasion plans was the Soviet strategy, known as 7 Days to the Rhine. This plan envisioned a massive Soviet-led invasion of Western Europe, aiming to capture West Germany, the Netherlands, Belgium, and France within a week. The strategy, though, relied on the preemptive use of nuclear weapons to neutralize NATO's defenses. The fear of mutual destruction and the balance of nuclear deterrence ensured that this invasion never happened. With the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991, the plan became nothing more than a historical relic of Cold War paranoia. Each of these invasion plans had the potential to reshape history as we know it. Some could have led to even greater devastation, while others might have altered the balance of global power. But for one reason or another, they never became reality. What other cancelled invasions do you think deserve to be remembered or mentioned? Let us know in the comments. And if you want to support us, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. And as always, this is HistoryCrafts, where history crafts itself.